All right, so we're excited to get back to work this week. We had the Thursday night game, obviously, and a little time off of the weekend, and got refreshed, rejuvenated, mentally, physically, and I know the guys are excited, and the staff's excited, and can't wait to get on with this challenge. And the Cowboys, very good team, very good offense. They're explosive. They got good playmakers all over the place, and we know it's going to be a great challenge. But we're also excited and looking forward to it. So.
Since the bye week, we've seen Dante Jackson kind of play a little bit more with an edge, especially in the run game. What have you noticed about his development kind of throughout the year and why he's playing so well right now?
Yeah, the one thing I would say about Dante is that since day one, he's been very bought into what we're doing. He's worked extremely hard. What we've been asking him to do and the secondary to do is a lot different than what they did last year. And I think there was some time taken to get acclimated to that. Missing time in the spring and in training camp, not being able to practice consistently, I probably attributed it to that. But what you've seen, like a lot of our players, is he continues to grow and get better and better. And I think now that he's comfortable, he's healthy, you can see that he's playing up to his capability. And so it's been really good.
What's your expectation on Brian and JC's availability this week?
I am not sure. Coach will address the injuries, but we're hopeful. I think Brian is actually going to play. Brian will play. JC, Coach will address that. We'll see where that goes.
We saw DiCaprio have a pretty good outing too against Chicago. What did you like that you saw, and do you really like him on the outside as opposed to maybe inside?
Yeah, we have a lot of like from inside and outside. DiCaprio has done a great job since day one. Hard worker, really smart. The first day he got signed here, he was upstairs with the coaches trying to learn the playbook, offense, defense, or special teams and defense. And he's a professional. That's the best thing I could say about him. He works at it. He's prepared. And there's nothing like having a player when you know he's going to go into the game that he's going to know what to do, and you can know exactly what to expect out of him. And so he's done a great job, and he made some plays not only last week but the week before against the Colts, and he's really done a great job.
I know that there's been a little bit of shakeup of responsibility this week, obviously on offense with Thomas. You went through a lot of transition last year with Nate and everything. Mm-hmm. From a defensive perspective and a coaching staff perspective, when you have a colleague who is dealing with that sort of situation, how do you either get involved or separate yourself to let that person know that you're there for them, and you guys maybe have a symbiotic relationship, I guess, on the staff?
Yeah, I think the most important thing is that everybody just does their job, and I can only worry about the defense. That's my area of responsibility. Trust that the decisions being made are in the best interest of the team, and I got to focus in on the defense, and that's all I'm focusing on. And we got a lot of work to do, especially this week.
Is this the most explosive offense you guys have seen this year?
Yeah, I would say them and Miami. Detroit's really good too, but just especially the ability to make plays on the outside with their receivers. Miami was probably comparable, but this is as good offense as there is in the league.
He's particularly good at catches at 20 or more, or 20 yards or more. From a coverage standpoint, how much does that dictate coverage, or at least the way you guys maybe handle double teams or your zone?
Yeah, it's he's a heck of a player, and you can make the argument there's no receiver in the league playing as well as he is. The issue is when you play a team like Dallas, is like, okay, we can roll the coverage over there, but then they got Brandon Cooks and they got Gallup and they got a run game and they got all these different things going on. They got a quarterback that could beat you with his legs, and so that's it's a credit to them what they've done, what they put together. They've got a lot of good players, and that's what makes them such a good offense. There's nobody you could zero in on.
You were talking a little bit ago about Boodle. He's one of the many guys who've had to kind of fill in because of injuries. In general, how do you teach guys from a practical standpoint for everybody to be ready, as opposed to zooming in on your starters, that kind of thing?
Yeah, like we talked about in previous weeks, it's so much about the nature of the NFL is people are going to get hurt, and everybody needs to understand that, players and coaches. And if you're not coaching the bottom part of your roster as much as the top part of it, you're going to get burned. And so, again, a credit to him. He not only did, because we preach the message, we try to preach that message, and we try to get the guys to buy into it that, hey, even if you're not playing a lot and the playing time is not meeting your expectations, you got to stay ready, because the last thing you want to do is you get your opportunity and you're not ready. and it's really a credit to him, like staying locked in, staying focused, and really, like since he's been here, he's prepared like he's the #1 guy.
Not just him, but in general with backups, do you look for different qualities in them, kind of anticipating a little bit of that?
Well, you're looking for the same qualities you have in starters. You know, you're always looking for starters. I don't think anybody really goes out there looking for backups, right? And so you're looking for players that are starting quality, and even if they're your #2s, and you want guys on the bottom part of your roster, if they have to go in the game, that they can perform at a high level.
One of your players was saying one of the reasons with all the injuries you guys have been able to play so well is what you teach them in practice that allows them to play fast. How big is that, and what you teach that's carrying over the games to the success you guys, at least the last 3 weeks in particular, have had?
Yeah, I just think our assistant coaches do such a great job in the classroom. Todd Wash, Tim Lekabu, Peter Hansen, Jonathan Cooley, Burt Watts, Bobby Maffei, D. Hall, Mayor Chahuri, all of them. They all do a great job. They're great teachers, and what ends up happening a lot is, like, obviously our position coaches are really dealing with the ones and the backups. But when we bring new guys in, it's our quality control coaches, it's our assistant coaches that are really spending that extra time with them on the background to get them caught up. And so I just think it's just been an unbelievable teaching job by our coaches, and they're way more important and involved in that than I am, to be honest with you. And so it's a credit to the coaches.
Ejiro, Dak Prescott's having a really great year. I think he's 3rd in QBR. What in the league? How do you slow him down?
Yeah, tough. It's going to be tough because the stats tell you that maybe they're not the best run team, but this team can run the ball. They can throw the ball, and they got so many weapons. And so we just got to do a great job trying to keep him in the pocket. We got to be good on our coverage, and we got to make a play or two.
They've got a field goal kicker who hasn't missed a field goal this year. Does that put added pressure on keeping them obviously out of the red zone? Obviously you want to keep points off the board, but in a close game.
Yeah, no question. Yeah, we know that once the field shrinks for him realistically with his leg, and so we know that's a big part of it.
Are you almost, I don't want to say willing to concede a field goal, but with an offense like this, are there certain situations you'll live with 3?
Yeah, if we're up by a lot, it's hard for me to concede anything.
You brought up Tim and Todd, and I'm just wondering, you've got so many rotating pass rushers right now. Can you talk about the work that they've done as a duo in getting those guys prepared?
Yeah, they've done a great job. Both of those guys, Tim was a coordinator last year. Todd has been a coordinator, D-line coach in the league for a long time. And so it's always interesting when you talk about the rush plan, because it's 2 position coaches that have to collaborate and create one. And they've done such a great job of, one, they both bring so much knowledge and expertise to the position, into our rush plan. And then, both of them are just such egoless people that they go into it with a true mind of, like, we're not worried about whose idea is the best. It's about what's the best idea, what's the best plan for our players. And they've done a great job of working together. And, you can tell, like, we wish we just had more rush opportunities to really show the type of rush that we have. But we're hopeful those are coming. But those guys have done a really, really good job.
What's Dak doing so much better now, the last month especially, than he was doing even early in the season, and especially last year when he had all the interceptions?
Yeah, Dak has played at such a high level for so many years, and I think all players probably go through spells where they're a little bit off, and for whatever reason, I'm not quite sure about that, but one thing I do know is that this is an elite quarterback, and he's been an elite quarterback for a long time. And hey, he might have an off game, but there's no doubt in his ability. This guy is special.
You guys had the mini bye, so to speak. Did you watch the Cowboys game live? And do you ever pick up anything on TV copy that you might, I don't know, that's different than the all 22?
Yeah. Well, we actually always watch the TV copy, even if it's not live. We get a copy of that and we go through it. So, but I did sit down and watch it on Saturday. So it was hard to have a relaxing Sunday when I'm like trying to figure these guys out on the spot. But it was good to be on the couch, though.
What do y'all pick up, from that TV copy? What are you looking for in that versus the all 22?
Just communication. If there's any code words or anything like that we could pick up.
Chris Wormley's coming off that ACL injury. You guys got to see him a little bit more in practice. Yeah. What did he show you?
He's got to get in a little bit of better shape, but he is the football shape part of it. But he's been working so hard, and it's been you know, a lot he's gone through to get to this spot. And you know, he's 2 practices in, and he's going to continue to get better and get in better shape. But yeah, he's such a pro, and it's been great to get to know the guy. He's a smart guy. He's great in the meeting rooms. He's great with the younger players, and we have a lot of belief that he's going to help us later this year.